Hey, what's going on? You're watching Mk.TV and I am reviewing the 5D Mark III for video purposes. Stay tuned. Alright, hey, what's up? So I did a review on the Sony NEX5T mirrorless camera, and I said that I was switching from shooting with a DSLR video purposes to that camera because it was much easier, but I got a request to review this guy here, so that's what I'm doing for you today. So right away, for the cons for this camera that you probably wouldn't think of is that it has a 30-minute automatic just shut off. It'll just stop recording. I don't know why. I don't know how. I'm not a video person, I'm a photography person, and so my learning curve is a bit steep, but I've tried everything that I could do. Put it in the comments if you can fix that, but at 30 minutes, it'll just stop recording, and it won't tell you that it stopped recording. So if you're not timing yourself, you're pretty much screwed. And this has happened many a time on the Get in the Lab podcast, where I'll just be talking away, and if I'm not paying attention to the time, this thing will just cut off, and then I have to substitute like video feed or B-roll into the show because I don't have any footage. So that's a bit annoying, and sometimes when you're getting on a rant or whatever, you're not thinking about the time. Okay, second thing for cons about this big camera is that you have to manually focus. Okay, so I'm actually using the NEX5T right now to shoot this video, so it autofocuses on me. I can move very close, I can move very far, and I'll still be in focus at a 3.5 aperture. This guy, however, if I'm not, like if I want to shoot at 2.8 and I want a really nice blurry backdrop, I can only be in focus right here, and if I move any closer, if I move back, then I'm out of focus, I'm blurry, and the shot looks like shit. So that's annoying. When you're first setting up the shot and you've got this guy on a tripod and you're ready to film yourself and you're by yourself, you can't really see. You don't have that flip LCD, you can't really see yourself. So what I do is I create a little stand-in, okay? So on big sets, big movies, they actually use people as stand-ins to see what the light looks like, to see all that stuff. I don't have that. I'll usually use a tripod, a microphone, anything that can just like take my place as to where I'm going to be sitting, and then sit there. And sometimes it would be really annoying because I would remove this stand-in and then I would step in and forget where that stand-in was exactly, and then I wouldn't be tag sharp in my shot, and that looks really bad. And so you're really not really, if you're not in focus, you're not taking advantage of what this camera can do. Another thing is it's heavy, okay? So you can't use just any like tripod. It has to be a sturdy one. You can't just pull one out of your back pocket and be like, here you go. Another thing is it's expensive, okay? So this body alone, when we purchased it, it was about $3,200. And then this lens right here, which is a 51.2 millimeter prime. You don't have to use that fancy lens, but you can use a much lower grade lens, but this is what we have, and it's expensive. This cost at the time, I think $1,500 or something like that, something crazy, or maybe $1,200. So all in all, it gets pretty pricey. Another thing is you're also buying these filters, like I have for my Sony camera, to protect the lens of that camera. And that costs another $30 or something like that. I'm not really sure, I'll link it up. Another con is it's conspicuous, it's big, it's like, oh, it's gaudy, like, oh, that person's filming something or shooting something. So if you're out and about and you wanted to shoot a video outside or something, it looks really gaudy and like crazy, and try to be pro, but maybe not. So it's conspicuous, okay? So those are all the cons of this camera, and which is why I switched to something that was really just, up and go, autofocus. That's it. Those are all the cons of this camera. Let's head into the pros. Outstanding quality. So I usually, primarily, this is my photography camera. Now that I've retired from shooting weddings, or shooting the show or shooting video, or if I want to shoot really high quality video. I'll tell you my settings for shooting video, and that is 30 on my shutter, probably 2.8 to 3.5 on my aperture, I don't want to go above 800 on ISO because I don't want any noise in my shot. Like I said, I want to make sure that I can take advantage of the power of this camera, but not push it too much. I never like to push my camera too much on video because it doesn't look good. I want it to look really clean. So as clean as possible, right? I'll put this on NTSC on the video setting. I'll set the meter to 30 minutes. I think that's the the automatic shut off. It doesn't go any much further than that. And that's it, video. And I'll just keep the white balance on auto. And if I was really picky, I would, Kelvin it up and manipulate it that way manually. But most of the time, I don't really care. Another pro is you just, it's really, you have a really incredible control over this camera, and you just feel like a goddamn pro, don't you? When you're holding something like this, you're like, yes, I am now a photographer. Superior quality, you can't really beat it. This is the industry standard in weddings as far as I'm concerned. That is my review, quick, dry and dirty about the 5D Mark III. If you have any questions about this and how I use it, leave it in the comments and I'll answer it. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.